In the early 1980s, neuroscientist Benjamin LeVay asked a beautifully simple and mildly unsettling question. Does your brain decide before you do? In other words, how much influence do our intentional decisions or free will actually have over the things that we do day to day? And to find this out, he designed an experiment that's been haunting philosophers and self-help gurus ever since. And it was really simple. He asked participants to do something boring, like just flex your wrist whenever you feel like it. There were no cues, no countdowns, no instructions, except for move when the urge arises. Meanwhile, their brain activity was being recorded utilizing electroencephalography, or an EEG if you like. And what he found was the scientific equivalent of a plot twist. The brain showed a readiness potential. In other words, a measurable ramp up of neural activity about 350 milliseconds before the person decided to move. So what that means is your brain starts an action and then your conscious mind takes credit for it, kind of like an unscrupulous manager who shows up after the work has already been done. So I just want to be clear. This did not prove that free will doesn't exist, but what it did prove is that a large portion of what we refer to as choices happens before conscious awareness ever even joins the party and is more a result of conditioning. Maybe we should stop being so confident when we say things like, everything's a decision. Instead of assuming that people are unmotivated, not committed, they didn't want it badly enough, what if we shifted to a more accurate as well as more compassionate lens and ask questions like, what might have influenced that choice or behavior? What value or fear do you think your brain was trying to protect in that moment? And what made the alternative feel risky, unsafe? Even at the time, it didn't seem logical. Coaching becomes less about pushing better decisions and more about shaping the conditions where better decisions can arise by expanding awareness, surfacing competing commitments, reducing friction, and by reinforcing identity-aligned behavior patterns. So LeVay's study, again, didn't kill free will, but it did kill one pervasive myth that every coach should consider moving past. People don't fail because they're weak. Often they fail because their brain takes action before their conscious mind can get behind the steering wheel. And great coaches work with neuroscientific evidence, not against it.